All right, so we saw what could happen in the house. All the nice little scenes we can create, how we can control our light, we could be waiting at the airport and calling our house because, why, I forgot to turn off my lights. We've installed the panel. We've installed the cardio panel. We've installed the dimmer pack. We've connected everything together. We saw everything starting to work together. Now today we're going to learn how to program the system. We're going to go through 2 steps. We're going to look at first how the system functions and how to get into the lights, how to get into the thermostat, how to get into the security system and everything with the cardio system. And then we're going to learn on how to program all the functions and how to get things to work together. You know, how do I get to open the door and automatically my entrance light went on, the hallway light went on, and the kitchen light went on? How did I arrive in the kitchen and I pushed a button on a keypad on the wall and all the lights in the hallway and the lights of the entrance went off, but the light of the dining room went on? Good? So, cardio system. From our touch screen, we're going to have control of our lighting. We have control of appliances that will be plugged into our receptacles, or they don't have to be plugged into our receptacles. Now, we've installed the system, and we all know that they're showing us a receptacle symbol on the touch screen, but in reality, all they are is relays. We can control our heating system in the house. We can control our security system in the house, whether it's for intrusion or for fire alarm. We can control our doors and our curtains from the cardio system. The cardio system is accessible by telephone. As we saw in the video that we just saw, we can call our system from anywhere we are. We could be vacationing in Florida, sitting on the beach, and say, you know what? I heard it wasn't raining in Montreal, and my sprinklers only go on once a week. Let me call my house, and let me turn on my sprinklers. It is integrated with the doorbell. As we saw in the video, that, you know, you might be having a party at home. It's loud. Your guests arrive, they ring the doorbell, nobody's hearing them. You know, they have to go around back, start knocking at your windows. No way, there's a light that flashes. No matter how much noise it is, a couple of lights start blinking. Oh, someone's at the door, guys. Good? Now, we know from our installation, and when we went through the system, before we installed it, and when we started installing, the touch screen is not the only thing that we use to control the system. We also can do this via keypads using the EZC. Good? Let's introduce the cardio panel. Now there's a lot of home automation systems out there, all geared towards different things. The home automation panel, which they're referring it to always as the cardio panel, and we know that the cardio panel is just the heart of the system, is the main panel. The cardio home automation system enables homeowners to better manage such basic functions as heating and air conditioning, security, lighting, and appliance control. Basically, it's a system that was developed to manage your house. It's not a fancy system, it manages your house. You know, it doesn't integrate itself with audio and video like some other systems do. And it's geared around entertainment. It's geared around managing your house to give you comfort and to save energy. Through the automation of some of these functions, cardio also ensures a higher degree of comfort and peace of mind. Additionally, the efficient management of heating and air conditioning and lighting brings tangible savings. Of course, I'm not home, and as soon as I armed my alarm system, as we saw in the video, the lights went off, the curtains closed, right? Your air conditioning in the summer, curtains are closing, some of that hot sun is not beating in your windows, not creating unnecessary heat in the house for no reason at all that your air conditioner has to cool down. Their goal to help better manage the home environment. It will enhance your home, right? When you walk into your house, simply pressing a couple of buttons or opening a door or walking through a hallway that has a motion detector and lights are activated. More efficient and more comfortable. We're all going to take up both of our manuals. we have, in our binders that I gave you, we have the installation guide and the user's guide. Now, we'll go through the programming, and I'm not going to necessarily follow the order that we would all like. And let's start with our lights, then our receptacles. I'm going to go through it the way it follows in your manual. Easy to follow. Notice next to every title, I put a little code for you. When you see U, for example, user's guide page 3. If you see an I, installer's guide, which I'll mention as we're going along. How to operate the SATCAN system. This is what appears on our touchscreen. We have access to the lighting, access to the security system, access to the thermostat, access to any one of our scenes, access to our appliances, our panic buttons, which gives us 3 panic buttons, as we will see later in the programming. Access to programming. This is how I will access all my programs. Whether it's for simple user functions or for the installer to actually go in and program so that the system works. On any page, anytime you see a question mark, it'll give you hints on any questions you may have on that particular page. For example, I'm seeing this page and how do I control my lights? And I'm not sure, I don't remember. Press the question mark, there'll be some simple hints on how to go access your lighting and how to go access all your stuff. Good? Any questions? No. All right, so let's look at the touchscreen more in detail and let's look at what they all mean. As I already described to you, the main icons on the screen, what they are for. We also see other icons. For example, on the top here, we see a little padlock. This padlock will either be closed or open. When the padlock is closed, means your security system is armed. When the padlock is open, means your security system is disarmed. So if you're home and you partially arm the system, you might not want to open that window when you see that the padlock is closed. It's just an indication to let you know if your system is armed or not. It'll indicate what the temperature is in the house right now. Like on any other electronic thermostat, when you look at the thermostat, we will see what the temperature is. Because the Cardio touchscreen is also a thermostat. I'm going to skip a couple and I'll come back. This one we already know for all the ones that did starting up the system yesterday. You see the symbol for the receptacle? You see the symbol for the battery? If we're seeing those symbols on our touchscreen, means that if we see the receptacle, either we have no AC. If we see the battery, tell us that we have no battery. And yesterday when we started up the systems, as soon as we plugged them in after we installed to see if everything was working, everybody had a battery symbol, right? Because I gave you the battery after. Once we started up and everything was okay, we put the battery in the panel. And there was one team that we were actually waiting and you actually saw that the battery symbol went away. Lost the telephone. Telephone will appear. That is another little symbol here, which is a little cassette. I don't know if anybody here actually remembers any of these cassettes. Remember? All right, those were fancy when I was a kid. Right? We went from 8-track to these. It's like fancy cassette. This cassette will only appear on your screen when we are programming a scene. Because when you're programming the scene, as we will see later on, they end up giving us the same screen. Because if we want to add the lighting, we want to add the security, we want to add the thermostat. So to differentiate whether it's the main screen or they're giving us the screen back so that we can program different things in the house in our scenes, the little cassette will appear. Any questions? Now, we're talking operation. How are we going to operate the system? From the main touchscreen, this is what you'll have all the time. No problems at all in my system. I have AC, I have telephone, I have the battery, everything is good. So all I'm going to see is the padlock and I see my thermostat. You're probably in the house right now and the system is partially armed, that's why the padlock is closed. I want to access my lighting. I simply press on the lighting. By pressing on the lighting, this will appear. As you will see on the user's guide, page 5. Remember the DIMM pack? How many channels were our DIMM packs? Jamie? 5. 5-channel DIMM packs. You will have different pages. with 5 lights per page. That's every dim pack appearing on your touchscreen. Notice here, 1 out of 5 means that there's 5 dim packs. This is the first page out of 5 pages, but it really means that it's the first dim pack out of the 5 dim packs. So this person in their house must have anywhere between 20 to 25 lights. All the lights are indicated: the garden light, the living room light, the kitchen light, bedroom light, corridor light, and so on and so on. If I want to go to another page, I simply press the arrow, and I will scroll forward. By pressing this arrow, I will go to page 2 out of 5, and 5 more lights will appear. I want to go back, I press on this arrow, and it brings me back to the previous page, which would have been this page here. Remember the question mark? Yeah. If I don't remember how to operate the lights, by pressing on the question mark, have helpful hints to help me navigate myself through this page. Now, how do I operate the lights? For example, we choose the garden light. When you choose one of the lights, it will be highlighted. Notice this one's highlighted? All right. Now, I want to control the value. Quick dim control. Now, this is not your phone. You don't slide up and down. You just stack the screen where you want it to go. So if I would want to turn this at 100%, I tap right up here near the 100. If I want to shut it off, I tap right near the bottom. I want to bring it to 60. And this is going to jump in increments of 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. But what if I want my light exactly at 52%? That's what these buttons are for. And I can precisely dim it to the exact amount that I want. People are going to say, why do you want it exactly at 52? Maybe in a scene, when I'm creating a scene, I would want it at an exact, precise level. And this is how we control our lights. And I'll scroll through and control all my lights. Yes, Brandon?
How do you change the name of a light or group?
That'll be in the programming of the light. For now, we're going to go on the operation. And after that, we're going to go look at all the functions in the system and how to program and how to name them and how to make them interact with other systems. But for now, we're just going to look at how the system operates, how we navigate through the system, and how we use the system. Anytime I want to go back to the main page, to the main screen, or just the previous page, I press exit. Pressing exit will bring me back to the page I had before this. So if I press exit now, it'll bring me back to the main screen. Yes?
By pressing exit, will it save the changes you made there?
The changes, as soon as you press the button, the lights will go to the, for example, you put your living room lights at 50, your hallway light at 75, and so on and so on. The lights are at that percentage. Until you tell it to go to a different value, they will never change. Back to the main page, because we pressed exit. I would like to go arm or disarm my system. The system was armed, I would like to go disarm it. By simply pressing on the padlock, it'll bring us to the security page. And this is the security page, as you'll see in the user's guide, page 6. And basically, it's like a keypad from an alarm system. You might recognize it like this keypad that you have at home. On a touchscreen, I'll have all my numbers. For example, my code is 1256, 1256. I just disarmed my system right now. Something else it'll give us. Right over here, it'll explain to us any open zones. And you guys must have, a lot of guys here have an alarm system at home?
Yes.
Have you ever tried to arm the alarm system and the back door was open?
No.
Well, it won't make you arm the alarm system. But why? Are you going to go through the whole house, every floor of the house, looking for an open door or window? Every single alarm system will let you know what zones are open. So if I'm going here and my system is disarmed and I want to arm my alarm system, I'm going to see here, name of the zones, living room, kitchen, and basement. Probably all those windows are open. And if I try to arm my system, it will not arm the system. You left your living room lights, your kitchen lights, and your basement lights. Sorry, you left your living room windows, your kitchen windows, and your basement windows open. We can't arm the system. But can we? Every alarm system gives you the option to bypass. Because it's a nice fall day, and I'm just going to the grocery store and coming back. It's a Saturday afternoon. No, there's no problem. My neighbors are all outside cleaning their yard. Nobody's going to come and rob me. I'm leaving the windows open. I want to air out the house. No problem. But I still want to arm my alarm system. This is what bypass is for. Like all other intrusion alarm systems, bypass and it'll bring us to a bypass page. And simply, all the zones that I have are all here. 3 of them are named. I want to bypass the kitchen and the basement windows. Therefore, the system will allow you to arm your system and leave those windows open. At your own risk. And all alarm systems, this is what they do. They will not allow you to arm the system unless all your doors and windows are closed, or else the crook could just walk into your house. But you bypassed it. And you allowed it. As you will see in the programming, when we get to the programming, we choose which zones you can bypass and which zones you can't. For example, the front door, there's no reason we should leave the front door open ever, right? So if we would program it so that you will not be able to bypass the front door. And if you come here and you say, no, I'm bypassing it, they won't let you do it. If I press exit now, it'll bring me back to the previous page. And what was the previous page? The alarm keypad, right? The alarm page. When I'm on that page, if I press exit again, it'll bring me back to the main page. Simple so far. If I want to access the thermostat,